I think something that a lot of us have to realize as humans is that we can't control everything. I think when things get out of our control and stuff starts to happen to us, we get kind of angry at the world and we get kind of mad because we don't think it's fair and we don't want bad things or stressful things to happen to us because we want everything to work out the way that we imagine it. But like I talked about in the last video, the future we have is an illusion, and the only thing that's real is right now and in the moment. It's easier said than done to stay present, and it's easier said than done to stay in the moment, because it's easy to stay in the moment when everything is going good and you don't really have anything that is making you anxious or you're stressed out about. But it's really, really difficult and challenging to stay present and in the moment and be grateful and all these things that I've talked about when things are hard and things are really challenging and you really just feel like you're hitting a wall and stuff just keeps happening and you don't know why and you want to fix it but you can't because it's out of your control. I kind of feel like when stuff happens in my life and I don't have any control over it, I get very reactive and just frustrated because I don't like not feeling happy and I don't like being anything other than positive and happy. But days like that just happen sometimes and things just happen. Not everything in life is going to go exactly how we want it to because life isn't perfect. It's really hard not to be angry and reactive when things don't go your way and things don't go the way that you want. I feel like we kind of have the tendency to say that when bad things happen to us, it's not fair. And I don't think that that's true. If we say that bad things happening to us isn't fair, then we also have to say that the good things and the really exciting things that happen to us aren't fair either, that we don't deserve anything good that comes to us. I don't really think that there's a good or a bad. I think there is just, it is what it is. And there's things that kind of ignite our soul that makes us so excited and so happy and just moments that are so wonderful that we just want to hold on to them for a little bit longer. And then there's things that really make us mad or frustrated that we just want to get out of right away. But it's not good or bad. None of those things are good or bad. And what may be good to us may be bad to some people, and what may be bad to us is also probably bad to everybody else. But it's not good or bad. It's just a label. And really the reality of it is that everything is what it is. And we can't change anything. And when bad things happen to us, it's not because we deserve it or we don't deserve it. It's because it just is. And when good things happen to us, the same thing. It's not because we deserve it or we don't deserve it. It just is what it is. And you just have to live in that. And you have to live in what you're experiencing and not try to change it. Everything happens for a reason. And we might not know what the reason is at the time, but I do believe that everything happens for a reason, and it's kind of like a ripple effect. Maybe the challenging thing that happened to us, maybe that has a meaning for somebody else in the world. Maybe the hardships we went through as a kid and the challenging things and the things that we just feel so much trauma for, maybe that just makes it easier for the next person. And maybe the world starts to learn from our hurt and from our pain and from our just sadness, and the world starts to learn, and then the world starts to change. I believe that if you just open up your soul and you open up your heart and you sit in whatever emotion you're feeling and you connect with people and you talk about it and you work through it, everything starts to lessen and the world starts to learn and people around you start to learn. And if you're real with people and you're authentic, then they learn how to treat you, and then they also learn how to treat people around you, and that just goes throughout time. It is what it is, but it all has a purpose, and everything is connected. Everything connects back to everything. The clouds and the sky and the moon and the sun and the stars are all connected. And the trees and the animals and plants and the grass and the flowers and all of that is connected as well. And when it rains, the flowers grow and the grass gets greener because it works together. And then the animals, it's an ecosystem. All the animals work together too. And like this, it's kind of like the circle of life and the food chain. I mean, like everything just works off of each other. And everybody works together. The bugs all have a purpose. And as much as this is coming from someone who hates bugs, but they have a purpose. Like the bees pollinate the flowers and the flowers grow. And the flowers give us happiness and joy. And the sun works with the moon. And that controls when we sleep, when we're awake. I mean, how our days operate. And all of us down here work together too. And we all just have to kind of come together and just share what we know and what we live through. And just be real with each other to make a difference. Things are really difficult sometimes. And life is really difficult sometimes. And if you're going through something that's really difficult right now, I don't want that to take away your soul. Because I do know that no matter what happens, nothing can change your soul and nothing can change who you are on the inside. We're all individually unique and we're all the way we're supposed to be. And our soul is guided towards things that are meant for us. We all have a purpose on this planet. The is what it is happens, the bad, the good, whatever it is happens. And it feels like when some of us get into that, it kind of makes our soul go to sleep. And it takes us away from our purpose on this planet and what we're supposed to be doing. And it takes us away from what makes us feel alive. But I encourage you, whoever's listening, not to let that happen. If something's happening to you right now that's bad, or it's ugly and you hate it and you want to get out, don't let that take away the spark in your soul, and don't let that take away what you believe your purpose is, because you're uniquely made and there's nobody else out there like you, and you're here for a reason. Everything happens for a reason. Good things aren't good, bad things aren't bad. It just is what it is, and you're here as you, and there's nobody out there like you. And I just don't want our past conditioning to stop us from living the path that our soul knows and experiencing the things that we're supposed to experience. So don't let old conditioning or trauma or how somebody views you or how somebody thinks about you or comparison or social media or anything like that, don't let that prevent you from being who you are and doing what you love and what you're supposed to be doing, because we're all here to work together and we're all here to make a difference in the world. And we just kind of have to go through things sometimes. But they are what they are. And the way to get through them is just to sit with them. And it's easier said than done. But you just got to sit with it and recognize it. And give yourself time and give yourself grace and work through it. And it's all going to work out. There's going to be days more than others where you have to really pay attention to what it feels like in your body. Like when you're frustrated, what does that feel like? Like, are you tense? Are your muscles tense? Is it a tightness in your chest? Does it feel like you can't really speak? Or it's like hard to breathe? There's some days you just have to be way more aware than others. And then there's some days where you have to sit in the silence and you just have to feel it. And you can't really do anything about it because you just got to let it pass through you. Something that really helps me get through those challenging moments in life is listening to music. And this is why we have Wellness with Wallows on this channel. Wellness with Wallows is my segment dedicated to music that has helped me through difficult moments and has kind of changed the way that I've seen the world. Music has always been a big part of my life, but these past year or two recently has been a huge part of my life, and I've kind of understood songs more and understood artists more and just help you kind of find the beauty in songs that you love as well as help you find songs that I love and that maybe you would love too. The wellness part is because music helps us be well and stay well, and the wallows part is because Wallows is my favorite artist, and they are kind of the epitome of this all, and they made me fall in love with music again and made me understand it. And yeah, so that's what this segment is, and here we go. So the song I'm going to be discussing today kind of relates to the topic of this video, and it's called Carla's Song by Harry Styles. This song is off of Harry's most recent album, Kiss All the Time, Disco Occasionally, that came out in, I believe, March of this year. It is just such a beautiful song that kind of resonated with me since the first time I heard it. And now, I also believe that music is up to interpretation. So if you listen to the song, if you've heard it, you probably might interpret it different. But I believe that the song is just about having trust and hope in the future and trusting your soul and knowing that it's leading you to what you're meant to be doing. It's kind of how I take it. There's a couple lyrics that I like to point out, and I'm going to try to keep doing this during these segments. One of the lyrics is the first lyric of the song, and it's, there's a bridge that leads to troubled waters. If you know, then you know. If you don't, then you don't. And I think that kind of just means that throughout life, there's always going to be troubles. And if you know how to deal with it, then you know. But if you don't, then you don't. But you just have to know that you are going to get through it and that, you know, everything is going to be okay. My next favorite lyric is in the second verse. It goes, "You've been a baby sleeping upon a candy bar till your eyes open on the changing summer light. It's all waiting there for you." And I take that kind of as, like I was saying earlier, when challenging things happen to us and when difficult things happen to us, we kind of have a tendency to go into our mind and just react to those things and kind of just fall asleep and not really live life fully and kind of just go into anger, go into reactiveness, and just kind of live in a lot of pain. Once you reconnect to your soul and you just reconnect to, you know, the beauty in life, and you stay present and you stay grounded and you're just more mindful, then your eyes open on the changing summer light and you realize that everything that you want is waiting for you. And you just have to keep going and trust and just keep having acceptance for the things that happen to you and not resentment and not anger. Just keep going and keep trusting. And the last lyric that I like to point out, I'm a huge fan of repeating lyrics in songs. I think that's just like so fun, and it kind of just like the repetitiveness delivers the whole point home. So I think like the last minute of the song, like almost like 2 minutes, the line is, "I know what you really like. I know what you really like. I know what you really like. You can hear it anytime." And so that just repeats. That and "It's all waiting there for you" repeats in the last like 2 minutes of the song. And I love that because I interpret it as like your soul knows what you like and you can hear it anytime. You can hear your soul. You can hear what you're meant to be doing anytime. And you are the only person that knows what you really like and what you want to do with your life. And you can access that anytime, and you can just go for it anytime. You don't have to wait for anybody to tell you. You don't have to get anybody's approval. If you know what you want to do and you know how you want to change the world and you know what your soul is meant to be doing, then you can just do it. And you know what you like. You don't have to read your mind. You don't have to control your mind. You can just do it anytime. And everything's all waiting there for you. If you haven't listened, I encourage you to go listen and kind of just pick out what you like about it. Let me know if there's anything that you noticed in the song. If there's a song like that out there that you love, then I'm going to be taking recommendations for Wellness with Wallows because, like you guys, I want to listen to some new music and maybe discover some new stuff. So if there's a song that you love and you would like me to discuss, then you can leave that in the comments. And I also have a link in my bio on YouTube and also my TikTok and Instagram that'll link you to a request form, so you can fill that out then just give me the artist and the name of the song, and then we can discuss it. Basically, everything is what it is. The thing that we have to do on this planet is just be present, be aware, and not fall into reactivity or anger or the past. Just stay in the now and know that everything happens for a reason, and you're going to be okay. And as always, I'm here for you.